All right, let's talk about the Olympia. I'm Nate. I'm the Fit Future MD. Upload every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Pick up the free copy of the nutrition workout guide in the description below. I'm currently down 42 pounds. And if you're interested in how I did that, pick up the free copy of the nutrition and workout guide. I'm the owner of Insercell. Insercell is family. Together we rise up from humble beginnings to inspire others all over the world with the messages on our t-shirts. Wear your inspiration today and use code FitFutureMD for 20% off. The current drop is the difference maker drop. So if you're a firefighter, a nurse, a cop, a teacher, a lawyer, if you're out there making a difference in this world, this t-shirt's for you. So pick that up at Insercell.com. So let's talk about the Olympia. After watching the highlights of the Olympia, I got a few thoughts. First, we'll start with men's physique, right? So you have Ryan Terry basically fighting through 9 years of being on that men's physique stage, finally getting the victory. I don't know, I don't recall him on all of those years. I do know there were a couple of good years where he may have, had a shot. But this year he shaved the mustache and, decided to, and actually came in and won it. So, let's say it's a good thing, for him. Like I say, men's physique was kind of getting on that heavier side, right? Like men's physique's not supposed to be, you're not supposed to be 240 pounds up there in men's physique. Like, some of these guys are like, men's physique is supposed to be, a regular guy should be able to, identify with the men's physique side and want to look like a men's physique competitor. So I'm glad to see that, obviously Ryan Terry is impressive, but, he's not pushing the 240, 250 mark up there. And, I think that's good to see for the sport, bring it back where, men's physique was at one time, and probably still is, still the most popular one to be at because it's what all the magazines want, right? Like all the magazines want that good looking, Ken doll type guy, to be able to promote their products, right? And promote health, right? And like I say, I think men's physique was kind of getting away from that over the last few years. And, I think Ryan Terry's definitely a good choice. He's definitely earned it. He's been up there for, 9 straight years. So, I'm glad they chose someone that people would aspire to look like, right? So moving on to classic physique, obviously, no real surprise in classic physique, but Chris Bumstead takes home his 5th title, right? Number 5 in that division. I personally am getting a little bit bored with this division. I know it's the most popular growth division right now, because people want to be, people want to look like that old school bodybuilder, just like men's physique, right? Those are the ones that, made all this history and how they looked and what people aspired to look like and, stuff like that. Obviously, Chris's popularity is through the roof. Like he's getting 1 million, 2 million likes, 500,000 shares on his stuff. Like it's pretty crazy what he's been able to accomplish in this division. I would personally like to see him move up, into the actual Olympia, right? The actual bodybuilding, because I think that, there really shouldn't be 2 divisions, right? It really should be able to have, you shouldn't just promote mass monsters in bodybuilding. Bodybuilding's a lot more than just being the biggest person, right? And there should be a beauty element to this. Like there should be a aesthetic element to it. And even the Olympias, definitely this year's downsizing, but we'll talk about that when we get there. But let's say Chris deserves to win number 5. Like I say, but this division's getting a little boring, right? Because basically the top 4 basically all look the same. Like even Breon's kind of starting to look similar to, you know, the other 3 guys. I really liked it when it was Breon and Chris. I would have loved to see it be Breon, Chris back, you know, back and forth. And I think Breon has been coming in, you know, just as good as he ever did, you know. I know when Breon won last, Chris was very young, but, you know, and you kind of have to knock out the champ or whatever. But like I say, when you see the top 3 or top 4 and they all look the same, like that's not really what classic bodybuilding is about, right? Classic bodybuilding was about, you know, all different types of people, you know, more diversity up there, basically. Like, that's what I would like to see from the classic physique division, right? So, so last but not least, and the most surprised, but not a surprise, is, you know, Derek Lunsford winning the Mr. Olympia, right? So this is a you know, former 212 champion, you know, winning the Mr. Olympia. So this is the first time that there is a 2-division champ, right? And it couldn't have happened to a better guy. Like, you know, Derek has a big following on Instagram and YouTube, you know, so it's kind of good to see that the Olympia is kind of saying, hey, you know, it's not just about being the best up there on stage. It's also about who can promote the sport the best, right, at this time. And, you know, obviously Chris in the 1 division, and, you know, now Derek in the Mr. Olympia division, the actual full bodybuilding division. You definitely have a lot of followers, you know, to follow their progress, right? And he's young, he's 30 years old, so he's going to have 4 or 5 more years to come at this thing at least, you know, so I also think that's good for the sport. Obviously, you know, with the last couple Olympias, basically, you know, it's a downsized Olympia with, you know, no Rami there. So, you know, they gave it to that big mass monster at one time, but, you know, you can see the Olympia is kind of downsizing to the shorter guys here. And I think that's, you know, that's okay. It's good for the little guys to win, you know, but, you know, basically it's been the mass monster show for a long time. So, you know, even when Phil was technically a mass monster as well, even though there were bigger guys than him. But like I say, Derek is a former 212 champ. So now he's got 2 division, first time that's ever been done. So history was made, right? Which is great. Obviously, you know, I love that he's spreading this Christian message to everyone. So, you know, kudos to him for standing up and talking about what he believes in and spreading the message of Jesus. So I like that as well. Every time you talk to him, and he's obviously a great promoter of the sport. Like you say, you know, when you just talk about, you know, him hopping on stage when he wasn't even supposed to, you know, be there in Pittsburgh in 2022 when, you know, somebody had to drop out, you know, stuff like that, you know, just what he's constantly traveling around for the sport. So I think he's definitely going to be a good promoter of the sport, and hopefully build this thing back up where it's not just on pay-per-view. You actually get it back on mainstream and ESPN and all that kind of stuff. So, well, this is my thoughts on the Olympia. Tell me what you thought in the comments below. Share the video with somebody that, you know, may have different thoughts on it than I do. And hopefully, this finds you well. And shopanswersell.com, pick up the Difference Maker, line. That's our newest drop. So use code FitFutureMD for 20% off. Black Friday's coming up, so make sure you get it. Everything's limited, so once it's gone, it's gone. That's the best I can do. So we'll see you in the next one. Peace.